morning everybody, welcome to another video. It's Rob back again. How are ya? And as you can see, we are on a cruise ship. We have swapped our camper for this flipping massive boat. Don't call it a boat, it's a ship. We are just about heading to Norway, and this is our first port of call, so I thought I'd get up early and I can give you a tour later. But this is our first port, so this is our third day on here, our second full day. This is the Norwegian Fjords cruise. It's for 2 weeks, and the first thing that stands out for me is the service. The service is a joke. It is just unbelievable. It is a P&O Britannia, and so yeah, we haven't even we've just about getting our bearings, and so I'll show you a few of the other videos where we've been and what we've done. But I just wanted to get up because we've been at sea all day yesterday, and so we're just about to come to the port. We're pulling into this first port. I've set up the GoPro for a kind of time lapse thing there, so I've got a few cameras with me for this trip. As I said, it's my first cruise. Emma is up in bed. She's been on a couple of cruises before, and I apologise if the quality of this is really poor. This camera isn't great in low light. I really got to get myself a new camera. Let me just expose that a little bit better for me. But yeah, looking forward to getting off the ship, having a little explore and spending the day here. It is our first stop. Let's go.
Had a truckload to drink. Now my brain's dead weight like that. Lost my keys, but don't give a shit. 'Cause tonight.
Good morning everybody. We're heading for our second port. Today is Monday, and today we're doing an excursion, but I've got up early to look at these scenes. We are heading through the fjords. The scenery it reminds me of Scotland. And I know I've got my hood up because it's really, really windy. And so hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. I've been up since about, I don't know, 4 o'clock or something. I had some time lapses set up on the GoPro. But it's almost like when do I set it up? And how long do I leave it for, because I don't want to use all the power up, and I just want to do time lapses all day. So hopefully you can see the background and you can see how nice it is. It's a little bit overcast, but that does make it nice for the time lapse with the clouds and stuff. Now you can see the snow on top of some of the mountains and the glaciers. It's not freezing cold, but it's not exactly warm, but it's still early, so right people, how are ya? We've just come back to our room, but look at this view, check this out. This is where the ship is on its port. We are in a place called Olden, I think that's right, and we are getting ready to go on an excursion up the mountains on some troll cars. No jokes about me looking or being the size of a troll, please, thanks. Just look at this. Oh yeah. We've just got some bits to have some lunch in our room probably before going on our little excursion. We've got off the ship just now, and there's not much to do just round here, is there? Now if we had a bit more time, we spoke to one of the reps out there who provide like the electric bikes and scooters and stuff, and he was saying that a lot of people just get off the ship here at the port, they have a look round, and then they're like, oh, there's nothing here, and just get back on the ship. But what you can do is you go a little bit further afield, a little hike up a trail up there, It's about a 4-kilometer hike, and it goes up about 400 meters, and that's where the first viewing point is of the glacier, water, fjord. Or you can hire a bike and go the other way. It's all inland, but within the body of water, you can go kind of all the way around. But he said that's the way to see it. He said it's so quiet here that not many people do that. They just basically get off the ship, look around, and they're like, oh, there's nothing to do here, get back on the ship and have lunch and stuff. But this is kind of the whole point of this trip, is the scenes, the nature, the picturesque houses that look like they should be on the side of a box of chocolates. Just these little places over here, and it does remind me of Scotland a little bit, but these little ports that we've stopped at are just so quiet. The one yesterday at Stavanger, is that right, Em? Was busier, it was more built up, but because it was Sunday, everything was pretty much shut. So this one's going to be a little bit more adventurous. Looking forward to some really nice views, and then we're heading back on the ship later, something to eat, a drink, and all that kind of good stuff in the evening, and we're checking with you again soon. We're on our excursion, and as you can see in the distance, that is a glacier there. I think it's hard to see on the screen. The lighting's really difficult to expose correctly, but you can see the water. It's really like a bright turquoise. It's really nice, isn't it, Em?
Yeah, beautiful.
So we're just on a coach, and he's pulled into this lay-by just to let us have a look at this water. Coaches everywhere. It's like flipping bumper buses, but I don't know if you can see that. It's just there somewhere, just there. Nice. iPhone because it's raining. As you can see, we are at this amazing place. Look at this. That is a glacier. That water's like blue, and there is waterfalls all around. So we've taken this as our excursion from the ship. We've taken these troll cars, and basically they're just little buggies that can fit like a few rows of people in the back. But look at the colour of that water. But I got all my cameras, I got the 360 camera, and it's just too wet, so I'm just using my iPhone. But everyone's having a good time. Norway is just spectacular. It's just so amazing. It's so pretty, but I think this weather's pretty typical from what they were saying. Right, we're taking this moment while the weather is shocking to fill you in what we've been doing, and that is from our second our second port of call, which was at Oldham. The first port of call was what?
Stavanger.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
And then and what was that like?
It was quite quiet, wasn't it? It was just a quiet place, if I remember rightly.
Oldham was the second place, and that was a really nice little, almost like a village, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that was where all the glaciers and the blue turquoise coloured water was. That's where we went on the excursion to the glacier, wasn't it?
Yeah, on the troll cars.
And that was where, as a tradition, every time the ship leaves the dock, all the houses and people wave to the ships. They send them off and they play music from the little...
There's a pub on the corner, isn't there?
Yeah, which is really nice. And they all got involved and everyone was waving and people were on the deck dancing and stuff. So that was quite nice. And then, so that was Oldham, and then...
Alisund, is it next?
No, how do you say it properly, Em?
Alisund.
So, our third port of call was Alisund. That's how you have to say it. And that was a really nice place. It had like a marina in the middle. We got off for a bit, didn't we?
We did.
There was kind of some shopping malls. We went to a chemist, didn't we?
Yes.
That was really nice.
And then we did our excursion, didn't we? We went to the biggest aquarium in Europe.
Oh yes. So yeah, we went to the aquarium, which was nice. You've probably just seen some footage of that. Yeah, we got some good footage of the seals. Hopefully, risked everything on my new camera to get some footage for you people. And so today we are on a sea day, which is just where we're travelling all day on the ship, going to our next destination, which is Oslo. So yeah, it's been... What's it been like? How would you sum it up so far? This is our... What day is it? It's Wednesday today. We've been on here since Friday evening. So it's kind of our fifth full day.
Yeah.
Service has been a joke.
Oh, amazing.
That's the thing I think we're going to take away. They can't do enough for you. Everyone's smiling. They take your drinks when you finish. They take your empty glasses, all the rest of it.
I think you've even smiled a few times as well.
Who?
You.
Wow. And so I'm going to try and get some footage of every deck. So far I've done a couple of hyperlapses just round the deck, just to show a brief overview of what the ship's like. We've been to a comedy night, haven't we? Which was okay.
We're going to go to the silent disco tonight. That'll be my first ever silent disco.
You're going to that, I'm not. Oh, it just changed. Stop it. And we've tried a few different restaurants.
Different bars.
A few different bars, and we're just taking it all in.
We went to the casino night last night just to have a look, didn't we?
Yep.
Lots of old people.
And that is it. That was just a summary of what's happened so far, and we'll catch up with you in a bit.
Bye.
everyone. We are walking around Oslo somewhere, don't know where. We've got off the ship and we've had a look round. This is really nice, isn't it, Em, around here?
Beautiful, yeah.
It's really like industrial, but it's quite upmarket as well. So walking along the front here, you'll see in a minute, there's all these cafes and wine bars and stuff. We've just had a coffee in one of them. It's quite posh. Emma had a cup of tea of something, and then Trish had another tea of something else. They were both very different colours, and we didn't know what they were, so that was interesting. So this is all you can see behind me. We're walking along this kind of marina, which is situated within these businesses, which is really cool because the open sea is down here, and you kind of have to come into this little closed bit with the small boats, and then you kind of just dock it somewhere and then get off and have a wander around. So, but I think there's plenty of money around here, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's someone on a paddleboard there that's struggling against the wind. So we're in Oslo all day today. I haven't got to get back on the ship until what time? It's quite late, isn't it?
9:30 is the late.
9:30. And then we're another day at sea tomorrow. So that's a sea day, and then the next 2 days after that we're in Copenhagen for 2 days. Yeah, so nice views everywhere, nice boats everywhere. Oh, that's where the paddleboards.
She's only been out a minute.
Yeah, I know she's come back already. So yeah, we're making the most of this little trip. This is somewhere where we'd never go, would we? Oslo in Norway.
Well,
we'd never
like to possibly come, but yeah.
Yeah, but we'd never planned to come to this sort of area before, would we? We'd never think, oh yeah, we're going to Oslo. This keeps losing track. But also when we left Olden, I think. Is it Olden where they had all them camper vans and stuff in the car park?
Yeah.
So Olden was stunning, and that would be an amazing place to take the camper. Some of the campsites that you may have seen on the video were right on the fjord, weren't it? Right on the glacier water, and they would be amazing to park up at. So we're going to go and find a cafe, have a drink, have a look round, and then do something else, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we have had a nice few hours in Oslo, or just outside Oslo, don't know where we are, do we?
We are in Oslo.
We've been on some scooters, as you've seen, a little footage probably. We just had a little drink in a bar, cost us an arm and a leg. And we don't really know what else to do around here without getting lost, do we?
We've had fun, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been a nice day so far. We're going to head back to the ship now, maybe do a bit of sunbathing while the weather's like this. We're at sea again tomorrow all day, and then we're in Copenhagen for the weekend for 2 days. I don't know if I've said that or not yet. It's been a nice day, isn't it?
And we can see the ship.
Yeah, so we're going to head back to the ship and see what else we can do.
Turn it round and show them. Right.
Thanks very much. Good morning everyone, Emma getting here. Welcome to Copenhagen. We've just got off the bus and he's just dropped us off in the middle of nowhere. We have no idea where we are or what we're doing.
Typical tourist.
We're in this kind of little market bit, just literally walking around aimlessly. We've got a map, just about managed to find out where we got off the bus, which is near the National History Museum, and then we wandered down this street here, a few shops and cafes and stuff, but it'll be interesting to see if we can find our way back.
Have a look at some bits first.
So they've got a metro and stuff here. They got it's quite a busy town, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't even know what this place. Are we actually in Copenhagen now? So we're in the middle of Copenhagen. Okay. So I guess we'll have a look round. Hopefully we'll make it back. Oh, yes. As you can see, come on. Sit down. As you can see, we are home after the cruise, and the video was cut short for what is a tragic reason. Now, we managed to get to the cruise was originally for 2 weeks. We picked everyone up, so there was me and Emma, Chris and Trish. Trish is Emma's mum, Chris is Emma's mum's partner. Now Chris was quite poorly with cancer. It was kind of his last dream or last wish to go on this cruise. When he booked the cruise, he was completely healthy. This was last year. He was diagnosed with cancer in around March time, February, March. Since then, he went downhill quite quickly. And so it was everyone's kind of idea to keep the cruise booked as a way for something for him to look forward to. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because we had to get off the ship. We had to get off the ship on the Sunday. So it was 2 weeks, and it was a Sunday in the middle. Luckily, we were docked at Copenhagen at the time. So on the Sunday, we decided we needed to get Chris checked by the medical staff on the ship. The medical staff on the ship were amazing. So they've got basically like a mini hospital on board. On one of the lower decks. We were there a few times during the first week. We literally went there on the first evening as we were leaving Southampton. So anyway, it was under the direction of the doctor on board that we needed to leave the ship. So we were due to leave the dock in Copenhagen at around something like 5:30, 6:30. Well, we didn't get told this, that we needed to leave till about 4 o'clock, something like that. It was a quick turnaround. We needed to leave the ship and get to the hospital. P&O arranged for an ambulance to come and get Chris and Trish, and they arranged a taxi for me and Emma to go to this hotel in the middle of Copenhagen. And then obviously we had the info from the hospital and we took a taxi to the hospital. Now, to cut a long story short, it didn't end very well. Chris was very, very poorly, and on Tuesday, unfortunately, he passed away. All the P&O staff were amazing. The medical staff were all like, just, they couldn't have done it anymore. The hospital staff looked after Chris. They'd done everything they could. I think they all knew when we took him into A&E, the equivalent of A&E. And then they put him on a ward where his family, some of his family came over, his 2 sons, they're my age, or a bit younger, I should say. And we was all in the ward at the time, or well, me and Emma had to nip back to the hotel. We were all there with him, and the doctors and everyone in the hospital were just brilliant. The staff at the hotel we stayed at, we were backwards and forwards to the hotel, were amazing. They obviously knew what was going on because we had to explain. All the taxi drivers were just amazing. The first one that picked us up from the port, particularly, he was like, look, I'll take you to the hospital. And then when we got out, he was like, look, if you need anything, not just a lift, just ring me. You got my number. And so, yes, the cruise, unfortunately, we didn't finish on the ship. So we do need to book another one and finish what we all started. And that is the reason why the video wasn't a complete proper video. So it finished really in the worst way possible. Some of the days we managed to do were really good. We managed to get off the ship a couple of times. The staff on the ship, the service was just, they couldn't have done any more. Everyone we spoke to, everyone we interacted with, in the staff-wise, I mean, was just world-class. It was just world-class service. So it was amazing. And so we are kind of looking forward to going on another one at some point in the future. I've always said that cruises aren't my thing, but maybe I will do another one. So that wraps up this video. Sorry, I'm stroking my dog. I'm not just like being weird. So that concludes this video. P&O, you were amazing. Hopefully we will do another cruise in the future. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. It did have a sad ending, but he did what he wanted, how he wanted to do it. So this one's for you, Chris.